saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright, okay? Charlie was done. He said it explicitly, that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion?
Just 2 days before his shocking death, Charlie Kirk made a life-altering decision. He refused to be bullied any longer, choosing to walk away from a powerful cause and rebuild a friendship many believed was beyond repair. But did that act of defiance seal his fate? And was his long-awaited reunion tragically ended by a single fatal shot? Candace Owens has since devoted herself to uncovering the truth behind Charlie's violent death, peeling away the layers of deception that powerful figures desperately want buried. Despite a federal gag order issued to silence her, she openly defied it.
A couple of weeks ago, before Charlie lost his life, Charlie was in the Hamptons. He had essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman, because Charlie's thoughts, Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset and threats were made. He was asked to dispute this narrative. Max Blumenthal went out to him today, and Bill Ackman came back and said, I have receipts I can show you. And he did not provide the receipts. It was at this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to Israel. This was an under duress situation, I would say. And I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. Turning Point, I guess, if it needed to go to a higher level, would have gone to an even higher level than it already was at. And I know for a fact that Charlie denied that funding. Erica Kirk, man, she really is just the moment. The speech that she gave, everybody was just wowed by her. I felt my energy personally, like last night going into that, I was effectively like soaring in the air above the convention center, like a dragon above, waiting for Erica to just be like, fire. And I was just gonna come down and swoop in out of nowhere. All the politicians, all the fake people, everyone was just going to be, in that moment, toast.
Claiming the information she possesses could burn the house down. Candace insists Charlie was betrayed by nearly everyone around him, friends, donors, and even those who claim to support him. The pressure on Charlie, she says, began mounting weeks before his death. He was allegedly cornered during a staged intervention in the Hamptons, arranged by major influencers like Bill Ackman after he expressed moderate views on Israel. When confronted publicly, Ackman couldn't produce the receipts he bragged about. Not long after, Charlie was invited to Israel and offered a large donation to elevate Turning Point USA's influence.
Charlie was done with Israel bullying him, and I am now going to present you proof of what I am saying. This is an actual group chat, which happened 2 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. There were 9 people in total on this chat, including Charlie and Rob McCoy. I'm going to protect the names of the other 7 for now. To be clear, I might actually release a name every day this week, but I want to show you this because suffice it to say, Rob McCoy was on this text thread, and I think it helps contextualize him as a person, in my view, that he would attack me for telling the truth about the pressure that he was facing. Take a look.
But sources claim he refused the deal, choosing integrity over control. Leaked private messages released by Candace revealed Charlie's growing exhaustion. He admitted losing a $2 million donor because he refused to condemn Tucker Carlson and wrote that he was done being bullied. Just 48 hours before his death, he reaffirmed that decision, saying he would no longer bend to political or financial manipulation.
I want to say one more thing rather explosively. 3 people told me off record, 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. One who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this.
In the same exchange, he vented frustration that Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes, prompting a warning from one participant not to rejoin Candace.
Never take my own life. I have no suicidal thoughts. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she feels the need, as she did a couple of days ago, to publicly clarify that she is not suicidal. She wrote, "I am not suicidal, and I'm one of the happiest and healthiest people that you will meet. I have full faith in God, and Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. As a sinner, I am only saved through his grace and mercy. With that said, if something happens to me, I ask you all to find out which foreign government or powerful people would take heinous actions to stop the information from coming out. Not only about this issue, but because of the truth that I have been speaking. The people understand what I am saying. Yes, we are the people, and we understand what you are saying."
Calling it a bad long-term move. Even Charlie's wife, Erica, found herself caught in the storm. Once admired for her emotional speech at a convention, she was reportedly removed from Charlie's memorial guest list after questioning the circumstances of his death.
Of most interest to me, what I've learned is that his father does not believe, his parents don't believe that their son committed this crime. I was like, huh? Excuse me? That's a far cry from what the media has been telling us. Remember, the media presented this amazing story. The father realized his son was guilty, so it goes, right? And then he phoned over a friend to help him convince his son to turn himself in, because this guy, you know, this mysterious guy was a friend and just had a connection with Tyler. And eventually they said, "You've got to do the right thing here. We know this is you." That was the vibe. Certainly that's what the media was putting down for us to pick up. Well, I was told actually that it was kind of the opposite. Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus. Tyler, it turns out, which has already been revealed, was accepted into Utah State University, not Utah Valley. And that's actually interesting if you pause and reflect on that, because we didn't really consider how on earth Tyler became not just familiar with the layout of the campus, but familiar with the rooftop layout of UVU campus. So familiar that he knew exactly how to scale across the rooftops to duck down in order to take an almost impossible shot at a Charlie Kirk who was sitting beneath a tent. Curiously, however,
Candace claims that the day before he died, Charlie confided to 3 separate people that he feared he was going to be killed. One of those witnesses, a top donor, allegedly holds written proof of that confession. Candace also challenges the federal account of the accused shooter, Tyler Robinson. She says Tyler maintains his innocence, never attended Utah Valley University, the reported scene, and was spotted at a Dairy Queen 15 minutes away, calmly eating minutes after the shooting. She even shared footage of 2 unidentified men tampering with the crime scene, removing a security camera and a SIM card moments after Charlie was shot. Most shockingly, Candace argues Charlie's wound proves he was shot from the front, not by a rooftop sniper. The bullet fragment found near his spine contradicts the official narrative. Even Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu addressed the rumors, denying involvement, but his statement only deepened suspicion. Now, Candace stands defiant, much like Dave Chappelle once did when he walked away from $50 million to preserve his sanity. The world watches as she risks everything to expose the truth. Will she finally reveal who silenced Charlie Kirk, or will the same dark forces consume her next?